Welcome to this Bridgewater Now update. I'm John Luck. This past Sunday was the return of a popular event for some of the younger members of the community.
Runners set. Go. Take it easy at the start.
The Bridgewater Kids Road Race came back to BSU, an event that hasn't taken place since 2015. Before then, however, thousands of students took part in this race dating back to the 1980s, and there were examples of that shown with pictures from previous road races. Sam Baumgarten has been at the forefront of the planning since the race's inception and told us that after some time off, not having the race bothered him, so he brought it back with some help.
Right after that 2015 race, I elected to take a break from organizing this race as well as cross country and the youth track program. And Joe Gillis was able to keep the track and cross country programs going, but the road race was not continued at that time. And it kind of bothered me that we didn't have it. And I thought about bringing it back, and then do I want to do all this work or not? And then two happy circumstances came about. One is that Connor was hired as a full-time coach at Bridgewater State for both cross-country and indoor and outdoor track. And when I approached Connor, he was willing to take on the responsibility of helping with the race under the aegis of the athletic department. And the athletic director, Mary Beth Lamb, gave her blessing as well. So that was one sort of piece of the puzzle of having the university help sponsor it and having the cross-country team and the coach helping. And then I came in contact with Northeast Race Management. Dan Lamaro is the head of that, and he was willing to set up the timing and registration, which, again, took a pretty big load off of my back. And so between Dan and Connor, I have two good support people to help bring this race back. So I'm really excited that it's back, and hopefully it will continue for many years ahead now.
Like, one of the biggest things that cross country and track and field is always looking for is they're trying to grow the sport. Like, there's so many different sports that attract more attention, like whether it's on TV, in the media, whatever it may be. But something like track and field is something you can do forever at any age. So it's nice to get them the experience involved with different events, whether it's like this or like the camps that Sam has going during the springtime and anything like that.
In 2012, Emma Frazier ran the road race and set the record for the fastest time in race history at 6 minutes and 4 seconds. Emma recently returned home from college and served as a trail runner for the race that sparked her love for running.
Yeah, it definitely brings back some memories, like good ones. I really don't think that I would have run if it weren't for this race. I don't think I would have been able to fall in love with it, and I'm so thankful that I have. Very thankful for Sam, and it definitely brings back some memories that I love. It was definitely super cool. I liked being in the back with all those fun kids. They were super awesome, and just like really happy to be there, which I think is really cool. It was also cool seeing the front runners trail back around and cheering for them, because I was like, that's so cool, because I understand being in that position. I got to talk to the girl, I don't know her name, who won the girls' race. It was just like, this is super awesome, so keep running.
The runners that took off from the starting line in front of Burnell Hall at Bridgewater State had very impressive times. I mentioned Emma's record-setting time of 6 minutes and 4 seconds, while this year's girls' race winner Camden Strandberg came close to the record, finishing with a time of 6 minutes and 17 seconds. And as you continue to look at the results of the race by age group, there were a total of 32 runners in the girls' race and 41 runners in the boys' race that took place right after. And 13-year-old Connor Johnson took home top honors in that race with a time of 6 minutes and 32 seconds. All participants in both races received ribbons and will also receive a certificate in school. And the record holder in this event says that this is a race that is certainly worth running coming up in future years.
Yeah, I would say definitely try. The thing about running is that you don't necessarily have to be the best athlete. You can put in a ton of hard work and just enjoy running, and you could still be good at it. It doesn't matter if you're the best or the worst. You're just out there giving it your all, and that's something that you should be proud of.
You can see pictures from the day and full results by visiting the Facebook page, which is Bridgewater Kids Road Race. And before the road race, the Bridgewater Fire Department opened its doors to Station 2 on Plymouth Street for an open house. Visitors for the day got to see the equipment the department uses and gave tours of the station, the fire trucks, and the ambulances. There were also demonstrations shown throughout the day, including the Jaws of Life, and this was an event held as part of Fire Prevention Week, which is held on the first week of October and is used to demonstrate the importance of fire safety and making an escape plan for your family. Coming up over the next couple of months, there will be a pair of informational meetings that will discuss the Bridgewater Parkland system. Jeff Fowler has more.
Are you a Bridgewater resident who likes to walk, tent, fish, picnic, bicycle, canoe, or kayak? Did you know that Bridgewater has a parkland system consisting of 6 parks set aside for these very activities? The town of Bridgewater is in the process of hiring staff to coordinate volunteers in the maintenance and stewardship of our parklands and trails. Volunteers are needed to help keep the parkland system viable in Bridgewater. A kickoff orientation event will be held on October 17th in the Bridgewater Academy building from 7 till 8 p.m. A follow-up and more advanced session will be held on November 21st at the same time. Your attendance at this 2-part series will accomplish 2 things: education on the parks and what they have to offer, and ensuring that town leaders understand the importance of the park system and the need to protect our parks while seeing their full potential. Join us on October 17th. We hope to see you there.
Time for a check of weather, and you're looking at the sunset from last night. A nice red sky in the background, but we have a lot of rain and a lot of wind coming our way. And looking outside right now, you can see the rain starting to fall in Bridgewater right now. This isn't a hurricane. This isn't a tropical storm. This is a big nor'easter. And Jeff, this is something that we're usually accustomed to for this time of the year, right?
Well, John, yes, October is a month where nor'easters become popular around here. This storm isn't classified quite as a nor'easter, but it does have some similar characteristics. There's a lot going on across the Atlantic Ocean right now. We have several players to consider, including a tropical system east of Florida, another in the central Atlantic, and then this kind of hybrid low that has been circulating south of New England. It developed on Tuesday, and it's starting to meander towards our coastline. The reason why it's heading our way is because we have so much traffic off to its east and off to its north that it simply has nowhere to go. So it's been developing here today and strengthening, and it'll be pushing into our area later on tonight. And I think tonight into tomorrow is where we'll kind of see the peak conditions from the system, but it's going to kind of hang around here and be more or less a nuisance as we go right through the end of the week. The models were picking up on this starting on Tuesday and really starting to center in here. And you can see as we kind of zoom in towards southern New England, the peak of the rainfall, the heaviest rainfall, if you will, seems like it wants to come in here very late tonight, overnight tonight, into the wee hours of Thursday morning, and even maybe towards about lunchtime on Thursday. That's when the strongest rainfall or heaviest rainfall will come in. That's where we could see upwards of maybe 2-3 inches of rain possible, and maybe up to about 4 inches total with this system by the time we get at least towards Friday, and then we'll have to see if we can kick it out here in time for the weekend. Along with the rain, we also have winds to consider, and we're going to have some gusty winds. So in this pink area, winds will be gusting anywhere between 50 and 60 miles per hour. So that's pretty breezy around here, and that does include Bridgewater. As you get down towards the Cape and Islands, winds could even be gusting closer to 70, so keep that in mind.
All right, thanks, Jeff. The Bridgewater Police Department will hold its 23rd Citizens Police Academy starting on January 8th on Wednesday nights from 6 to 9. The class is taught by Bridgewater police officers, and they will teach those that take the classes some of the day-to-day operation, including constitutional law, mock trial, courtroom procedures, defensive tactics, and much more. Applications are available online at bridgewaterpolice.org and can also be emailed to Officer O'Connell at rodonnell@bridgewaterma.org, or you can also drop the completed applications off at the police station. Thanks for watching this Bridgewater Now update. I'm John Luck.